Well, hey, everybody. Dennis Tooley here with the MS Warriors Way podcast and Multiple Sclerosis TV. It's been a few days since I've been on to share any words of encouragement or what challenge or anything like that. I apologize for my tardiness, my inactivity. I will tell you that I really don't have any good reason. I got plenty of excuses, but no good reason. Just life got busy and I got busy as well. But I wanted to pop in because here's what I've noticed. Of late, there have been so many news stories that are just doom and gloom, and the anxiety level of people has just gone up. States have been closed down and now they're slowly starting to open up. And then as they start to open up, we've had the situation where, well, spike in the COVID cases. And so people, they've got to hit the brakes and shut things back down, and all of that back and forth is just kind of, well, it's rather taxing on all of us, let's be honest. And it's difficult when we find ourselves in times like these to stay hopeful. It's easy for us to get focused on the negative, on the bad news, on the doom and the gloom that you hear on TV, and to lose hope in the middle of all of that. And then your anxiety goes even higher. Well, I wanted to stop in today and share just a couple of tips that I think would be helpful in helping us stay more hopeful during trying times. And so wanted to kind of stop in and share my thoughts. And if you've got any questions or comments on my thoughts, please leave a comment, and I will love to share your comments, or at least get an idea of what you're thinking, what you're feeling in the middle of all of this. But like I say, here are just a few tips that I have that I think might be helpful for you, for me, in helping us stay hopeful during these trying times. The first thing I want to say is let's figure out a way to stay positive. Negative thinking just tends to drag down our mood, actions. Your health is impacted when you have negative thinking. And the reality is you can train your mind to think positive. You can train your mind to think more positively by fostering optimism. If you foster optimism, you focus on the positive as much as possible. You kind of force yourself to find something positive in every situation. And the more you do that, the more you put that into practice, it gets easier and easier to deal with the ugly side of life by staying positive. And so, think about ways to foster your optimism. Find the positive, find the potential in things. Another thing to help you stay positive is to practice gratitude. If you notice and appreciate the things that other people do for you or show you, and you're thankful for those things, when you practice an attitude of gratitude, you identify the things that you're grateful for, and you notice the positive things in your life. When you take time to actually think about, hey, I want to thank you all for giving me the opportunity to share my thoughts with you. I want to thank you for jumping in and watching either the live video on Facebook or YouTube, or you'll watch it later. But I'm thankful for the fact that we have a sense of community with people that have MS, people that have chronic illnesses, and we find a way to support each other. And so, by again, by fostering optimism and practicing gratitude, it's those are some ways that we can stay positive. Another way to stay positive: just avoid negative thinking. And it's hard to avoid it altogether, but when you find yourself in a situation where you're thinking, boy, this is horrible, this is bad, make yourself stop and ask yourself if this issue is really worth spending your time and energy being upset about. Is it really something that you can have any control over the outcome of that situation? If not, let it go. Back away from it. Avoid the negative thinking. Um, if you set aside time when you can focus on problem solving on those areas of life that you say, well, this is an issue and I'm really upset about it, I can do something about this thing. Well, then set aside some time to do some problem solving, that so that you will spend time thinking of ways that really matter on the outcome of that issue. Again, if you don't have any say in the matter, if you have no control in the matter, and you can't change anything about the issue, maybe step back and ask yourself, is it really worth me spending the time and energy being upset about something I can't do anything about? And if the answer is no, then avoid it. Step back and let it go. Let the people that have to deal with that issue deal with it, and you find other things to do. Another way that you can help yourself and stay positive, well, and at the same time, you'll find yourself more hopeful in the process, is if you help others. Research shows that people who spend time helping others, they experience less depression, less pain, and all in all, they enjoy better health. So if the research shows that you'll feel better if you're helping others, then why not find a way to help others? Um, it doesn't have to be some grand gesture. Call a friend and check in on them just to say, hey, I'm just wondering how you're doing. Um, Maybe you volunteer for an organization that interests you. There's a lot of organizations and places that you can get involved. Find something that kind of strikes, strikes your fancy, and then volunteer there. Maybe even just, I don't know, hold the door for someone. You're going in or out of a building, you see somebody coming, open the door and hold it for them. Just the simple things of doing something for someone else lifts you up in the process. I mean, when the research shows that you're going to have less depression, less pain, and better health, why wouldn't you go out of your way to help others? So then the last thing that I think kind of goes in with this area of how do we help ourselves feel more hopeful? Connect with others. I mean, having a social connection can increase your happiness and better health in your daily living. So consider joining a support group. If there's no support groups near you, how about you start one? There are resources out there. The National MS Society has resources for support groups. The Multiple Sclerosis Foundation, or the MS Foundation, they have resources that they will help you get started with and help you with some training on how to do the support groups and that. So if you don't have a support group in your area, start one. If there's one in your area, join the group and get involved. Now, I'm going to say this because I know there's people that have said this to me before. Well, I was going to a support group, and all it was griping and complaining and negative. If that's the type of group it is, either try to influence that group to be more positive and to be more hopeful, or start a new group so that you can provide that hope and that positivity for the others. Um, but it's not just about sport, starting or joining a support group. Connecting with others can be as simple as finding a class at a local community center that you want to take, or uh, look for groups that enjoy hobbies that you enjoy or activities that you enjoy. Because when you connect with people that are enjoying what you enjoy, you all will enjoy it more together. You know, just find ways to connect with others that will add value to their life. And when you're adding value to their lives, it will add value to yours. And ultimately, the research shows you're going to be healthier, you're going to be less likely to be depressed, and you're going to feel better all the way around. You're going to deal with less pain. So, by all means, there's things you can do to focus on to bring about that sense of hopefulness. That sometimes when you're focusing on the doom, the gloom, the negative, the bad news, that'll drag you down. So get rid of that stuff and start to focus on the things that really can make a difference. And when we do that, our lives will be better, the lives of others around us will be better, and then we can share a smile, we can share the kindness with others along the way. So, just a few thoughts that I had about trying to find a way to live hopeful during these trying times. I hope that it's been helpful. If it has, leave me a comment, give me the thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed to the Multiple Sclerosis TV channel on YouTube, please hit the subscribe button, because it helps us in getting things leveraged so we can actually have more perks from YouTube in terms of what they allow us to do and how often they allow us to do things and all of that. So if you haven't already subscribed, please do. If you know others that might find any of the information that we have here on either the MS Warriors Way podcast or the Multiple Sclerosis TV channel, by all means, I would encourage you to invite them to subscribe and join and check out the videos that we already have on here as well. If there's anything that you have questions about, or you'd have a topic you'd like for us to cover, again, leave us a comment and let us know. And we will be happy to see what we can do to answer those questions or get the information that might be helpful for you in looking forward and moving on. Well, I think that's pretty much all I'm going to do, because otherwise you're just going to hear this old man just babble on, and you're going to be like, "Hey, can he finally get off?" Probably. So hit the subscribe button. Hit the little bell next to the subscribe button, because that'll notify you anytime we're putting on anything new on our YouTube channel as well. And live your life in a way that's it's going to make yesterday really jealous because it didn't have today, and it's going to make tomorrow giddy with excitement because you're coming. So find a way to live hopeful and live with some excitement, and do it the MS Warriors way.